One day your child's going to come home from school and share with you someone said, "I don't like you." And as a parent, you might find that a little heartbreaking and shocking. How can someone not like your Johnny? They're so great, and I'm sure your child is. But you know what? Kids saying "I don't like you" has been happening since the beginning of time. And it happened when we grew up, and it happens today. And not everyone's gonna like you. It's just a simple fact. And no matter how hard you try, if you're the most perfect person on earth, some folks still won't like you. And I heard a saying once, 30% of people will like you, 30% will hate you, 30% don't care, and I don't know what happened to the other 10%. So we all have mental affinity with certain people, and mental affinity is when you're attracted or drawn to someone because of a commonality. So think about the people in your life that you're naturally drawn to and you have more in common with than other people. So your child probably gravitates towards some kids more than others. There's some kids they naturally like more than other kids. And when kids are younger, mental affinity has a lot to do with what your child is interested in. So if your child is interested in Transformers or the popular game at the school that week, they will probably be hanging out with kids with a similar interest. And if your child doesn't have similar interests as their classmates, it's actually much harder to just sort of fit in and join in. Share a story or a time from your life with your child when someone said, "I don't like you," or you felt that they didn't like you, even if they didn't say it out loud. And it will just make your child feel more assured that they're not the only person that this has happened to, if it's happened to their own parent. So this is an opportunity to bully-proof our kids, because some people, they say to kids, "Oh, we all get along. Oh, we're all such great friends." But the truth is, some kids are going to get along better than others. And saying to someone, "Everyone's your friend," when they're not, is a misrepresentation of the truth. And when we teach our kids, shift your mindset to expect that not everyone's going to like you, then when it happens, it isn't such a shock and it isn't such a big deal. One of the hurtful things is sort of being taken by surprise in a situation. So if you've talked to your child in advance even about this, it's really super helpful for them to process the situation. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. Tell your child, don't waste your time trying to get this person to like you. There's plenty of other kids that you can play with at school or hang out with. And we don't want our children to turn out as people pleasers, trying to please some kid who's just incredibly difficult and changes one week to the next and doesn't like anybody. That's not a good idea for anyone. So one thing that can be a little hard to hear is your child may have a blind spot that's putting people off. And what I mean by a blind spot is a behavior that puts their peers off. So if this is happening several times or your child's being excluded, I would look at their behavior to see if there's something that they clearly need to work on. It's important how we respond when someone says, "I don't like you," because sometimes kids go around the playground and they're looking for people to sort of pick on and get a reaction out of. So if your child gets visibly upset, they might do it even more. So if your child's in a safe situation, I would tell them to respond next time if they're alone with whatever. I would tell my child to respond in front of a group with, "If you're waiting for me to care, it's going to be a while." So we can't control what other people do, but we can control how we think about the situation. And once again, reinforce with your kid that, this happens to everybody. They're not alone. And if they're really dwelling on it, ask them to think about 3 people that they don't really like. And that will shift their thinking a bit. And it's a great opportunity to teach your child that, you're not going to like everybody, but we do need to treat people respectfully. And, you don't want to be the kind of kid going around to the playground saying to people, "I don't like you." It's not going to win you any friends. And it's just not a decent way to treat people. It's a great opportunity for your child to learn about treating people respectfully. Check out our other video, 3 mistakes that parents can make that lead to bullying. See you in the next video.